I've heard a lot of people say that exclusives sell consoles or exclusives sell hardware. Now, like I've said before, if they were telling me this stuff, say a few years ago, I would believe them without blinking. However, this talk about exclusivity, and then some people take it even further and say, brand identity is actually the fact that a gaming console or platform can maintain some level of games that make it unique than everything else. Now, that sounds all noble and great. And to be very honest, ladies and gentlemen, I strongly believe that there is some semblance of realism or reality within that, because Nintendo is practicing that and actually being successful with that. But we have to understand, and this is a fundamental difference that we must understand, is Nintendo's ecosystem is not as cutthroat as PlayStation and Xbox's ecosystems. Those ecosystems allow for much more competitive games that cost way more money, that require more hardware power to be able to run. So even the PlayStation 4 is already a much more advanced console than the Nintendo Switch, and all those games that ran on there would require extra work from the developers to actually put their games there. So that time they'd rather just spend it making a whole different game. And so when you think about it, Nintendo has a very uncanny advantage to their own approach that puts them in a really interesting and a really cool place, which is fine, right? That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that or with that approach. But when you consider right now that people are talking about brand identity, many of them don't realize that for a business, the brand identity is how well the business is able to stay profitable. If a business is, sitting in losses, then that business is basically done for. And so when we look at how, this whole thing is moving in terms of the console space, you can tell that brand identity is not really that important when profits are not already at the top. You see, PlayStation could afford to do this exclusivity pretension in the PlayStation 4 generation. But then as the market started to shift and the market started to change and gamers started to get access to games that were outside of their ecosystem and those platforms started to grow like crazy, they realized that they had to pivot and make moves to be able to benefit them. And by the time they decided that they were going to come around, it was almost too late. And they still have this archaic way of thinking, like they're going to make you go get a PlayStation account and all that. Bro, the snobbery that's going to hit them as they continue to go down this path is going to be funny. Xbox, on the other hand, they are comfortable in this life. They have this PC thing nailed down. And so the talk about exclusivity is going to disappear very soon as PlayStation realizes, okay, a gamer that's going to move to PC is going to move to PC, and one that's not going to move to PC is going to stay on console. You see, console, for my fellow console players, you swear to me that you don't want to go on a PC. You've sworn that you don't want to go on a PC. And PlayStation understands that. They know that you're not going to go, so what other option do you have? You drop gaming while they go find other customers. Xbox, in a sense, had no choice. So they came out here, right? And they found good success. They're comfortable. Their games do decently well. Plus what they're giving you on Game Pass, plus what they're giving you on other, on other means and other platforms. They seem to be comfortable here. So who's going to be the next to create a store to be able to manage this influx of gamers and users? If PlayStation is not going to do anything, then I think they're basically in a very strange position. They better hope that their console can sell as fast and as hot as the others, as the other console generation, because their bet on the PS5 side, to me, I don't think it was a strong bet. I think they underestimated how fast the PC ecosystem was going to grow. And now here they are playing games, saying, oh, we need to have some kind of way where our games... Nah, man. Your games will sell if you behave like all the other third-party publishers, because PlayStation is a third-party publisher. They come to PC, they're in a pool just like everybody else. They come to PC, they face the same constraints just like everybody else. In fact, here's the crazy thing. PC players are basically ignoring these PlayStation games these days. They are not interested in them much anymore, simply because, number one, PlayStation decides it's going to put a barrier to buying their games. And so most PC players are like, we're not dealing with barriers. You will sell your games to us on our terms. Why? We have the money. We spend the money. If you're not going to give us what we want, you will be left in the dust. It's that simple. Add to that, when you look at, say, the top 15 games that are being played on PC, they're a very different kind of game. In fact, they are significantly different from what you're going to see on the consoles. So, again, with these two market restraints, PlayStation has to actually play ball. And if it's not ready to play ball, its games are going to die. They're going to die heavy. But if you go back and look at even when they didn't have the PlayStation Plus, requirement, those games, they did very well. Now, Ghost of Tsushima stands out because, you needed to play the ghost mode or whatever, but still, I think that was a cop-out. They basically messed up there. But if we go to a game like Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, look at this. You don't need a PlayStation account to buy this game. You don't. They wouldn't even dare put it because, this is one of their top sellers on Steam. So why are they bothering with Marvel Spider-Man 2? What's the difference? What's changed? They're going to have to drop this requirement. If not, their games are going to continue to be ignored. Because let me tell you something. They came on Steam. What they don't know nonetheless, though, is that the game on Steam here, there are a lot of video games that are out. A lot. I think we're going about 18,300 and something. And a lot of these games PC players are playing. They're not too impressed with, a lot of the shiny that PlayStation does. Rust. Have you all seen how Rust looks? Yeah, it will do very well. Team Fortress, Stardew Valley. Yeah. PlayStation is just pretty much barking up the wrong tree. And then you have other third-party developers that will come in and make, RPGs that are just phenomenal. And they have no reason to want to stay exclusive. PlayStation, on the other hand, they want to take shortcuts. They try to go get, Pearl Abyss to let Crimson Desert be a thing that gets blocked from Xbox. But they got blocked on that, front. So, I think there's a very, very interesting reason why PlayStation games seemingly now are being ignored by PC gamers. They just don't want the extra hassle. Nobody wants it. I'm playing on PC. I already have a Steam account. Why should I go set up another account for you, PlayStation? Get lost. That's what they said. Now, what's crazy is, some have set up accounts for Ubisoft, EA, and some other companies, but they're not happy about doing it. They're not thrilled about doing it. So one more account, oh man, that's crazy. PlayStation actually believes that it can it can get people to just cave and do that because they think that maybe some of their players that are coming to the PC ecosystem are from PlayStation. So, like myself, I already have a PlayStation account, but I came back to PC all the way back in like 2016. But many PC players are not going to do that. Many that came from Xbox, they don't want a PlayStation account either, so they're not going to do that either. So someone's going to have to actually flinch first. I don't know. It may be PlayStation, maybe the gamers, but again, if you see the way the gamers are currently treating a lot of these PlayStation games, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see how it all goes. Who winks first or who flinches first? Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.